So this is Baruch Fleischman, and I am here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and we want to give our thanks here to the efforts that have been put in on behalf of this man, Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran. The things that he's teaching us here and that we're going to be learning about, he didn't make it up. He may be good at using it, and actually much more, as we'll see. But these are ancient practices, and this is the derech, this is the path. So, I'm not an expert at it. I'm just a student as well. So we come over here until a new place. This is called Part 12, Nature, which is true beauty, he says. He says, we find in many of the writings of the Rishonim, that is, the rabbis lived, let's say, say for example, up in around the year 1000, maybe a little bit before, and then maybe after. We find in many of the writings of these Rishonim that the righteous of Israel used to practice meditation, abstention, and attaching themselves to Hashem. Now he says, notice the word practice here. Practice doesn't mean that they did it every once in a while. That means they worked on it. They would distance from themselves their worldly concerns and connect their thoughts with the Almighty, since this benefits the soul sevenfold from regular learning. Just learning itself is a tremendous benefit to the soul, is what he's saying like this. But this concentration, and when did he do it? The righteous Israel used to practice meditation, abstention, and attaching themselves to Hashem. Okay, so meditation is not something new. No. And there are many, and just the only thing that's new is the word meditation, because it's used in an American or Western context. But this practice, this spiritual practice of getting in tune with our Creator, is not something new. So he said the main method of meditation, according to Rabbi Avraham Maimonides. So here I'm giving these dates. These are the Rishonim. This is dates also in that period. Son of the famed philosopher, codifier, and physician, Rabbi Moshe Maimonides. So we've heard in Aryeh Kaplan, the 13 principles there. Right in his work, Sefer HaMaspik, Sefer HaMaspik L'Ovdei Hashem, that Sefer which is, it's what you need to serve Hashem, involves the contemplation of nature. It deals with that. A person can contemplate the greatness of the sea, marveling at the many creatures that live in it. One can gaze at a clear night sky, allowing his mind to be completely absorbed by the glory of the stars. Through such intense contemplation, one can attain a meditative state that can be used to be directed toward the divine. This is the transcendence of the egoic mind and the possibility of living in an entirely new state of consciousness. The interesting thing is that often people do experience this sensation many times without knowing what it is and realizing its importance. Present consciousness, that is, being in the now, is also needed to become aware of its true beauty. And not his true beauty, but the true beauty. The majesty and the sacredness of nature. Have you ever been awestruck by the absolute stillness and inconceivable vastness of space and the universe? Have you felt the serenity and peace of the forest? To become aware of such things, the mind needs to be still. You have to put down for a moment your personal baggage of problems, as well as all your knowledge. Otherwise, you will see but not see, hear but not hear. Your innate filters will blind you of its ultimate awesomeness. Beyond the beauty of the external forms, there is more here. Something that cannot be named, something ineffable, some deep inner holy essence. Whenever and wherever there is beauty, this inner essence shines through somehow. It only reveals itself to you when you are all there. Could it be that this nameless essence and your soul presence are one and the same? Now, this really deserves to be repeated. I think there's more here than I just got just by reading it. Whenever and wherever there is beauty, this inner essence, which I guess he means, as far that he means the godly, the soul that's within it, shines through somehow. It only reveals itself to you when you are all there. And then he asks this question, could it be that this nameless essence and your soul presence are one and the same? Because the soul is a part of God, of infinity. Do we not declare twice a day in the Shema, listen Israel, and know that God is one? The Zohar expounds on this by adding, so he means to say like that, he says that when you see a flower and you understand the godliness in the flower, that's a connection between the godliness and you and the flower, and that's the oneness that he's talking about. So listen, Yisrael, and know that God is one. The Zohar expounds on this by adding that God, there we go, he said, God, the Torah, and Klal Yisrael are all one. That's the oneness at Panimi that's inside of it. The underlying God current running through running through everyone and everything that ultimately makes for a united oneness. Now that's the basic idea right there. I think I got that idea before, and I like that idea. That God is within everything. It's the same one God. Our bodies may be different, but that point, that spiritual point, which is not physical, is everything. This is the esoteric understanding of the implicit rule that we are responsible for each other, a ravim zeb lezeh. Something to ponder. So, he says like this. Contemplation itself, of course, will greatly enhance awareness, but a beginner may find it difficult to maintain concentration. Okay, well that's absolutely true. However, the contemplation can be combined with an exercise in which one repeats the word beauty over and over while looking at the flower. Just think about that. He gave you a Jewish, Kabbalistic, mystic idea. By repeating that word, beauty, over and over and over while looking at the flower. This may bring that beauty to you. Interesting idea. This serves to amplify one's sensitivity and sense of beauty, so that the flower will actually appear to radiate beauty. The result can be an extremely powerful aesthetic experience. If one then realizes that the source of beauty is the divine in the flower, in other words, that's Ein Sof Baruch Hu, it's panimi to everything, then this beauty can also become a link to the divine. Nice, nice, nice. And I have some flowers here. I'm not that organized, so I hope that God will bless me and give me a chance to try to repeating this word beauty on those flowers. They are beautiful flowers. So he has this as present consciousness is also needed. So this concept of present consciousness. If I'm constantly thinking about what I have to do tomorrow, then that's not present consciousness. So you need that to become aware of true beauty. So he says he's giving us a tool there, this by repeating the word beauty, beauty, beauty. And you can change the cadence of it. You could do whatever you want with it. It's your word. But you're referring it, you mean it sincerely when you're talking about that flower. Then the majesty and the sacredness of nature, you can get all of that together. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kolo, and this has been Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran. Absolutely beautiful, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff.